what made you go into aged leads rather than going into new leads when you first started?
Honestly, I was just nervous on spending a lot of money on leads at first. That was one of the biggest things I struggled with in my first year was spending money on leads. I was just scared. I thought it was like gambling, but it comes to a point where the more you spend on leads, the more money you're going to make in this industry. So I figured let's try these aged leads out, stack some money, and then kind of go all in on something that's going to be a little bit more expensive, but the return will be much higher than the aged leads.
Right. Right. I think that's a really good point for agents. So I want to ask you a question. If I'm a new agent and I'm buying aged leads from Agent Lead Lab specifically, what should my expectations be? I know you talked about if they buy 100 leads, they should close 2 to 3. For some people, they're like, that's not good. But your expression was like, actually, that is pretty good. Can you kind of explain like maybe the 100 leads that you would get working with us versus maybe buying 100 leads from somewhere else, kind of your experience and the differences and why you think about, hey, 2 to 3 sales is actually pretty good?
Yeah, 2 to 3 sales in my opinion is pretty good because the cost per lead is so low through you guys. If you go to other aged lead vendors, you're going to spend around $6 on average for a decent lead with the same intent for yours that are $3. So if I bought 100 leads from you, it'd be 300, 100 leads somewhere else. I'm going to be spending 500, 600 and maybe get the same amount of sales, but I'll be spending less on leads through you. So in my opinion, it just makes more sense to get your aged leads over going somewhere else.
Yeah, 100%. And if you do remember, can you walk through just like, what was your mindset when you were working aged leads? I get a lot of agents who buy them and they want to know about like phone script and preparation. And we'll get to the newer stuff that you're doing now, but kind of take a jog back down memory lane for me real quick. What was kind of like, did you use the same phone script? Did you use a different phone script?
I use a different phone script for sure with those compared to the ones I'm running now, but it's just like every agency's basic sales script, like the final expense office script. So that's pretty straightforward. And I think the biggest thing with those is just being persistent and being consistent. You have to work them. I'd call them once, $3 in the morning, $3 at lunch, $3 in the afternoon. Like you have to work them because if you just call them a couple times, you know how many people you're missing out on out of that stack. Like I'll call them still that are, 4 months old and I'll give them a call and some of them will answer that I never answered before and I have over 50, 60 dials on them. So they're still, you just have to work them. That's the biggest thing. People will get down on themselves. They'll go through the stack once and they're like, oh, I got like 3 talks, 1 appointment. Like what the heck? But you can't get down on yourself on that first dial through. Like you have to keep working them throughout the week and not give up on them because there's always going to be more of them. Always.
And would you say that 100 leads is a good amount to buy? And then how frequently should an agent buy 100 if they do buy 100?
I would say 100's a good number to start with for sure because it's like a perfect number of leads to get like 300 dials in a dial session and then work that for the, because I'd say 600 dials a day is like a good goal to hit every day. Like if you don't get a sale, at least hit 600 dials or like 6 presentations in my opinion. So I think 100's good to be able to do that. Obviously if you don't have enough money to spend on that, 50 is okay as well. I just think when you're working aged leads, getting more volume is always better, always.
Right. For everybody listening, don't skip over something he just said. He said 100 leads, right? Or 6 presentations or 600 dials. He didn't say anything about sales because the thought process is, right, when the process is there, the sales will come. It's just a law of averages. And I think that's really important for people to understand because a lot of people are just fishing for sales. But at the end of the day, like you should really just fish on things that you can control, which is, hey, if I make 600 dials, I'm more than likely potentially getting 6 presentations. And if I get 6 presentations, we'll see what happens, right? Some days you might not sell anything. Another day you might sell 4. It can happen like that. So I think that's super important. So I appreciate your feedback.